Stop it, ain't my nigga serious. Boy, and they hit us with dope and kill us with crack. What the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. You cash down on your blood, traded you in and bought a new beats. Actually, the prophets, I tell you the street. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed and young on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the whole of this world and don't go together. Know it's going together. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Shit, props. So tired of these niggas keep talking about, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass keep stopping, ass shit props. Like they all come together. They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and all your ass keep stopping, ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. You gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, Jeremiah, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass keep stopping, ass shit. I want to step outside of the show for the fake niggas. Stay silent, I got it. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss. Ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just came with you. I'ma be low to the right arm. That's how we can't keep it late. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got you, baby mother on high on high. Make the pants through the fire. That shit pops. That make me so low to the Lord. I dare you to fall. Step on my friend, bitch, I can afford. I prepare for you, bring me my water. Take us your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their feet. The ass, stop the ass, shit props.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years. Yeah. But that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they just to lie for money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop the ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga, gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Hey, Shalom, how about Shemar Shabbat Thumb? How was Shemar Thumb by Shemar Shad is actually Kentucky Brotherhood class. What we do in ISUPK, we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the Bible. And that's that they're the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth.
That's right.
12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
And tonight, what we're going to talk about is our king. Because, okay, this is why I want to do this class. Because I'm driving back and forth to Indianapolis, and I keep seeing the same sign. And it say, coming soon. And right under it say, Jesus Christ. Right under it say, Jesus Christ. And don't nobody know what he coming back for. Like, it's still, to this day, with a Bible in every house, it's clear in the Bible what he coming back for. And don't nobody know he's coming back to destroy this place.
Right.
He coming back to destroy this place. And it's a brotherhood class. It's a brotherhood class, and it's brotherhood because the simple fact we teaching our brothers and sisters, man, they need to change their life. Because he's coming back to destroy this place, and you can be a part of it. Because he is coming. The sign is correct. He's coming soon. But they don't know what he's coming for. They think he's coming for love, hugs, and kisses, man. He's coming back to kill. That's what the judgment is. That's why the New Testament say, a lot of people say the law was done away with. A lot of Christians say the law was done away with because they misinterpret the scriptures, not knowing that being said, we can't kill you. We can't kill you for breaking the law. We can still tell you that you're wrong, but we can't kill you for breaking the law. We the priests of the Lord. We ain't killing nobody, but we definitely telling you what you're doing wrong because Christ is coming back and he's coming back black. So what that means, he's coming back for black people to get them out of their condition. But if I could, we can jump to the scriptures, we don't go off our own heart. Deuteronomy 7:6. And we going all the way to 9.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Right, thou art holy people. So What you gotta understand about holy, that that means separate. Holy means separate, which means we are a separate group of people, which means we have to be different. We can't be like everybody else, and that's why the title of tonight's class is Christ Coming Back Black. So basically, what I'm saying is we have the stuff in the Bible. Nobody's doing. Nobody's doing it. Then we all doing the same stuff, and that's not holy. If every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian did everything in the Bible, that would be a holy people, which is what the Most High made us to be.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Most High, they created us all.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right, okay, so the Most High chose Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, to be above all the people on the face of the earth. That's why even in our hellish condition, we stand out. We stand out. You know, we always got to use sports because that's just the most popular thing going on right now. You know, you can look at the woman that created the vaccine, the COVID vaccine. She's Black. It's a Black woman. Her and her team, everybody under her, I don't know what they is, but a Black woman is the one who created the vaccine. Black people is the one, we run the earth, man. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, without us, man, the earth would be nothing, man. It would be nothing, but we at the bottom of every society. And the Most High said, what?
Has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right, on the face of the earth. The face of the earth, that means the land we standing up on, the earth. All these different worlds inside the earth, we better than all of them. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and Christ coming back black. We've been talking about it because we had a faith for the Most High in Christ. But when he come back, he's going to show you. Christ's going to show you when he come back, he's coming back black. And he's going to show you that y'all mess with the wrong people, man. You keep going.
Verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any other people.
That's right. The Most High did not choose us because it was a bunch of us, because we was the biggest, the strongest. He made us that way. He made us that way. He didn't pick us because of that. We was the smallest among all the nations. What happened with Jacob? His 2 sons killed some Africans, and he told them, man, why would you do that? They can outnumber us and kill us. Why would you do that? Because we always been the smallest. You know, that's why we 14% of the population. We always been the smallest. Go ahead.
I was going to say, is that why we're still calling minorities today?
Right, because we the smallest among. Now, okay, when all together, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians all together, of course, we outnumber every race. But as far as like just Black people, just Hispanic people, they put us in different categories. You feel me? And that's what we do in ISUPK. We coming to bring us back together. You feel me? And we won't be the minority. But like what the brother was saying was heavy though. That's why we call minorities. You feel me? Because we was the smallest among all these nations, man. When we went into Egypt, it was only 70 of us. You feel me? When we walked into Egypt with our wives, our children, it was 70 of us. And we overpopulated Egypt to the point where they started oppressing us, man. Just like what's happening right now. We keep going.
For you were the fewest of all people. Verse 8. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers.
Right, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. He had a covenant with them. Even though they was the smallest nation, he had a covenant with them that he was going to make them an exceeding great nation. What they say, the sand of the sea, the stars, all that. We was going to be greater than all that, which we are right now.
Hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen.
Right, we was in slavery in Egypt, just like we was in slavery in America. See, that's why they told us we couldn't read in slavery, man. That's why I say Christ coming back black. That's why they told us we couldn't read in slavery. It wasn't because they didn't want us building bridges, building cities, farming, counting the cotton. How could we do all that if we couldn't read and write? They didn't want us reading the Bible because we would put 2 and 2 together like Nat Turner did, like all the rebellions, like the brother in Haiti that had the rebellion in Haiti. All of them had these rebellions of reading the Bible, man, because they seen like, man, this is us. We reading about ourselves.
From the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Right, like we under Pharaoh right now, which is who? Biden. Biden is Pharaoh. You feel me? Biden is Pharaoh. We in bondage in America. We still in slavery, man. It's just it's mental. It's not the physical change, but it's mental. We mentally got to get up and go to work. Otherwise, we know we're gonna be homeless under a bridge. We mentally got to sell drugs because we know we ain't gonna be able to afford child support. It's just a mental slavery we in now. It ain't physical.
Verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant.
Right, keep his covenant. He said we're gonna rule all nations, we're gonna be the greatest on earth. But right now we in slavery. Right now we in slavery. So that's what I'm saying. Christ coming back black, man. The Most High God keeps his covenant, man. The Most High God keeps his covenant. And I'm telling you, all you gotta do is have the faith. The faith that we got in ISUPK, brothers and sisters out there in the world. Have the faith that we got. Come in ISUPK in every major city. Come see about us, man. And we're gonna teach you how to have faith because I'm telling you, Christ coming back black. And we don't want you to die in that lake of fire, the lake of fire, which we're gonna bring out later, of course.
And mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
Right, and that's what we ain't done, man. We ain't kept his commandments for 1,000 generations, which is just a long period of time, man. We had multiple times throughout history where we'll keep the commandments and we'll backtrack. We'll keep them, then we'll backtrack. You feel me? And Christ coming back to correct all that with judgment. You feel me? For a long time, nobody been getting judged, you feel me, by the priest. But Christ coming back to start that back over again, the judgment, man. But a lot of people gonna die for their sins, man. He died for our sins and we still sinning. Come on, man, it's only right. He died for our sins and we still sin. It's only right. It's only right. But yeah, you can drop that and go to Lamentations 4 and 16. Lamentations 4 and 16 through 19. Yeah, because that's what we're talking about tonight. Christ is on his way back soon. He's coming soon. Like all the flyers say, the billboard posters, Christ is coming back. Yeah, he's coming back, but he's coming back black. So what that means? Y'all gonna have to pay for George Floyd. Y'all gonna have to pay for Breonna Taylor. Y'all gonna have to pay for Timothy Rice, Trayvon Martin, Fernando Castillo, Sandra Bland, and all the other black people that's unnamed, that's been murdered unjustly since we've been free from slavery. Slavery was our punishment. What the hell is going on with all these police killing us, man? All these white people calling themselves standing their ground. All this stuff going on, pushing drugs in our community, pushing our women to be whores. Y'all gonna have to pay for that, man. That's why we say the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Y'all gonna have to pay for that, man.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 16. The anger of the Lord hath divided them. He will no more regard them.
So we just talked about how he chose us. Now this is our downfall. That's why the book is called Lamentations, lament, which means sad, mourning. You feel me? Because the Most High is seeing his people back in the dust that he rose Adam out of. He rose Adam out of the dust, and now you see his people back in the dust, doing all this grimy, low-down stuff, being sinners, man.
He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priest.
Right, they respected not the priest. The priest gave them what to do. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it.
They favored not the elders.
Right, they favored not the elders, man. All the priests and prophets of old, Aaron, Moses, Abraham, man, what happened with Lot? You think they ain't know what happened with Lot and them homosexuals? And how the Most High killed 5 cities of Africans that was homosexuals, man, in Sodom and Gomorrah. They knew about that, and they still went back into temptation, into sin.
Verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Right, man, useless help.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
This black people we talking about. We doing that right now today. This ain't the white Jewish man, which we gonna get into later. You know how the classes be actually in Kentucky. We put everything together from the top to the bottom. You feel me? But what I'm saying is this though. This is not talking about the white Jewish man. We the only ones living this. Read that again. Read verse 17 again. We the only ones living that. Nobody else on earth living that.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Right. We start serving other people, because when you serve other gods, the people of that God become your slave masters. You want to be in a conscious community, the Africans gonna become your slave masters. You want to be white Jesus? The so-called white man gonna be your slave master. You want to be a Buddhist? The Chinese gonna be your slave master. So when you start serving these other gods, them people become your slave masters, man. You enslaved to them. Go ahead.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right, you start serving a God, now you thinking they supposed to save you, and it's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. See, Asian hate. Asians got justice. The Asians got justice. Go ahead.
So like I said, if I could, when you said it's not the Jewish people, that's real heavy because the Jewish people don't produce anything. Israel produces nothing. They get taken care of by the other nations of the world.
Most High Christ. Get a brother a hand, man. Get a trooper a hand, man. Heavy brother in the truth, man. But this the thing, what he's saying is so heavy, man. They getting billions of dollars sent to them. And at the General Yohana, that's Osalakia. Go subscribe to Black Watch News on YouTube, ISUPK.com. Go find it. Go watch Black Watch every Monday at 9 o'clock. The General bring out heavy content the General bring out. And what the General brought out this week is all the countries that send money to Israel. Billions of dollars, man. They don't got to do nothing. They don't got to do nothing but over there stealing our identity while we in hell on child support, can't even get a job, businesses up and down, all type of stuff, man. In and out of prison, all type of stuff we going through while they over there getting billions of dollars sent to them, man. So yeah, go ahead. We're going out of verse 19.
Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
Not only that, they hunt our steps. They hunt us, man. The people that we chose to follow, they hunting us, man. And that's why Christ gotta come back. So like he gotta come back black. You feel me? He got to, man.
That we cannot go in our streets.
Well, we can't even go in our streets, man. You feel me? We can't even go in our streets. So like, but yeah, though, we can't even go in our streets, man. We can't even go in our streets, man, because guess what the police gonna do? Pull you out the car and kill you, man. Because them police officers is KKK members. They KKK members, man. And the black police officers got the mark of the beast, which is our oppressors, man. That's why they treat you and put drugs on you and falsely accuse you of stuff, man. They hunting our steps, man.
That we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. But our end is come.
Right, man. Our end is come, man. We scared to go out in the street. We can't even go out in the street without fearing death, man. Fearing persecution, man. Because we blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the children of Israel. We God's chosen people, man.
Verse 19. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven.
Right, man. They swifter than the eagles, man. The eagles is a real slick animal, man. That's why I always compare our oppressors in the Bible to an eagle. Because the eagle is slick, man. The eagle, what it'll do, it'll lift up its prey off the ground and it'll take it up real high and drop it and kill it, and it'll come down and eat it.
Slovakia, so that's America's national bird too.
That's not just America, that's Russia. Who else? You could just Google that. It's a lot of it. Most of these white countries, like the brother bringing out, which is heavy, Messiah Christ. A lot of these white countries, our oppressors countries, their national bird is an eagle. That's why I say we live in the Bible, man. We live in it. It's that deep. That's why you got to get in the class, because you will see the correlation between the Bible and our lives, man. You feel me? It's a black and white world, man. That's all it's ever been about, and we're gonna get into that later, like I always say. So like I be jumping the gun sometimes, that's why I always say that. But yeah, keep going.
They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Definitely did, man. The mountains, that's in the governments, man. They pursued us in there. See, what they doing in the governments, the people, the black people in high society, you feel me? They getting them in there. What they doing? Making a white woman blow rod to move up. And what they doing in the wilderness? They killing us with their police force, man. Turned us into crack addicts, all that, man. I'm telling you, they hunting our steps, man. But we can't even go out in the streets, man. Well, you could drop that. And let's go to Deuteronomy 30, 32 and 20. Like I said, man, Christ is coming black, man. He's coming back black because he wants his people, man. He wants us, man. We the children of the Most High God. And Christ wants his people back. You feel me? He's our king. He wants us back serving the Most High God, which is the Father. And in ISUPK, one of our slogans is the Father we fear. We don't fear man. We don't fear none of this stuff, man. We fear the Father, which is the Most High God. We the only people on earth that actually fear God.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith.
Right, let's talk about us, man. Let's talk about us, man. Forward means crooked. Feel me? And that's why he said he's going to hide his face from us, man. The Most High God been hiding his face from us, man. But guess what? He's sending his son back. So like he's sending his son black. He's sending his son back, though. So like the Most High God is sending his son back, man. He hid his face from us, man, for a long time. Up until 1969. 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Hunter, man. You feel me? For a long time, the Most High God hid his face from us, man. And that's over and done with, man. That's over and done with, man. That's why the priests out there on the streets every weekend teaching, man. Every weekend we out there teaching. Feel me? Showing our people their transgressions, telling our oppressors, man, you're going to pay for what happened to us, man.
Verse 21.
Also, we're going all the way to 26.
Verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy.
Right, we made the Most High jealous because we wanted to serve all these other religions, man. That's serious. That stuff is fake, man. All them other religions is fake, man. They scarecrows, man, basically. It's not real. It's not going to do nothing for you for real. It's for show. All these religions are scarecrows, man. And what is that? Jeremiah, the letter of Jeremiah in the Apocrypha 1:7, he brought that out. How these religions, they number scarecrows. You feel me? They number scarecrows, but we make the Most High jealous.
They have provoked me to anger.
Right, we made the Most High God angry. He got to send his son back. And a lot of us going to die when he come back. You feel me? A lot of us going to die. What did it say? 2/3 of us going to die? And that's what we out here teaching. We trying to save as many people as we can. We trying to save as many Israelites as we can. So that 2/3 that's going to die to be shifted. You feel me? So 2/3 live.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanity.
Right, uselessness. The stuff we love is useless. And it makes the Most High mad. Pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster is useless, man. It is disgusting, man. You only eating turkey in November is useless, man. They sell turkey all year round, man. You only want to eat it in November, it's useless. It's useless, man. You're making the Most High mad, man.
And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
Man, do you? Salaki. Has pissed at us so bad. Man, Salaki. I gotta make sure the stream's still going. I gotta make sure the stream's still going. I think I just made the screen cut out. But no, but look, the Most High is so mad at us. Oh, okay, we good. But yeah, though, the Most High is so mad at us that he put a people over us that you look at, you know they ain't supposed to rule the earth. When you see your oppressors, our slave masters, we only saying that because they flagging our screen because you know we just say who the devil is. Which man, the white man is the devil. That's our oppressors. They the deceivers. They deceived us since we came off the boats and went on the boats over there to Europe, man. And all I'm saying is this though. When you look at them, you know they ain't supposed to rule over you. They not smarter than us. They ain't more physically stronger than us, but they rule over us, man. And what the Most High say, that's why. When you know that every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian know that you better than them, but they over you, they run you, they your supervisors. They decide if you get to see your children or not. You feel me? They get to make them decisions. And the Most High say, who are them?
I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
They not a people, Salakia. The Most High say, I'm gonna make y'all jealous with a group of people that's not even a people. Their skin is pale. You can see the blood through their skin. They don't got no melanin. They getting lip injections. They getting ass shots to look like our black women. And the Most High say he gonna use them to make you jealous. He gonna put them over you to make you jealous. East Indians, them girls, man, they so hairy. East Indians is so hairy. But guess what? You gotta go to them for help. You gotta go to them for your food and your beauty supply stuff and all that. Africans, you feel me? Who you say? The chicken. So lucky, you gotta go to man. So I'm saying the people that's over us is you better than them. Look at the Olympics. Who winning all the gold medals? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But who are the people that run you in society? The people that the Most High said he gonna use to make you jealous. He jealous because we chose they gods over him.
I will provoke them to anger with the foolish nation.
Not only that, he said they're a foolish nation. They teach a man can marry a man, a woman can marry a woman. A man can cut off his rod and become a woman. A woman can cut her hair and change her name to John. A foolish nation. They teach abortion. They say you can kill the baby. They finna start doing it I forgot the trimesters, but it's too late. I don't know what you know what it is, the third trimester. That they say they finna start aborting a baby in the third. That is a full baby. I look at my daughter and I would rather die than let that happen, man. You feel me? Well, yeah, go and keep going.
Verse 22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell.
Right. The Most High say he's so angry that it's gonna burn to the lowest hell. That means that no matter how in poverty you is, black people, he gonna make it worse. You feel me? That's what the Most High say about us. What he gonna do to us for not keeping the commandments, man. But we got a surprise for you though. Christ a black man. And he coming back to get you out of that condition, man. That hell. Because he said the fire gonna burn to the lowest hell.
And shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains.
Right, man. The government's gonna be set on fire, man. You feel me? We don't have no leadership. Our leadership is gone. It's been set on fire, man. They worshiping, they worried about who to vote for. Ain't not a nan president done nothing for us, and we still worried about voting. You know why? Because our foundations have been what?
And set on fire the foundations of the mountains.
We don't got nothing. We don't have anything but Christ coming back, and he's coming back black, man, for his people, man. We keep going.
Verse 23. I will heap mischiefs upon them, and I will spend my arrows upon them.
Right. They're just talking about the curses, man. We're just talking about the curses that we're going to go through. We just going to keep getting hit left and right. You feel me? Because we didn't want to serve our God.
Verse 24. They shall be burnt with hunger.
Right, hunger. Food, what we need? Food stamps? We need food stamps. Come on, man. They said we're going to be burnt with hunger, man.
And devoured with burning heat and with bitter destruction.
Right, be destroyed. That's what's going on, man. That's what's going on in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. We are destroyed.
And I will also send the teeth of the beasts upon them, with the poison of the serpents of the dust.
Ooh-wee. I'm telling you, he's going to keep using our oppressor against us. Man. These beasts that he's talking about, these serpents, he's talking about people, man. He ain't talking about no snake that's going to run in your house and bite you, or no, what a fox or a bobcat, man. He's talking about people, the beasts of the field. Serpent is more slicker than the beast of the field. What did it say? The serpent is more subtle than any beast of the field. It was talking about people, man. And the Most High said He's gonna send all of them on us, man. That's why we got all these nations in our community attacking us, man. We spend $1.3 trillion a year. Somebody's getting rich, and it's not us. That's all I'm saying.
Verse 25. The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin.
Oh, wait. It's for the young men. You hear me? The young men. We got kids dying. And nobody cared. Kids is coming up missing. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. But Christ coming back black. That's for a reason.
The suckling also.
Abortion. The suckling. The babies that need to suck on their mama's breast for milk can't even make it to do that because they dying 500,000 abortions a year in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community.
Also with the man of gray hair.
No, even the old man. The old man ain't regarded. They even hunting down the old man. George Floyd was an old man. They had his knee on his neck. You feel me? Knee on his neck. It's called a worldwide protest. They seen an old man with gray hair. George Floyd had gray hair. He wasn't no young cat. He had gray hair, and a knee was on his neck, and he died, man.
Verse 26. I said I would scatter them into the corners. I would make the remembrance of them to cease among men.
And that's exactly what happened. The memory of the Israelites ceased among men. You feel me? It ceased. They don't even know we the Israelites. Because of what happened? Why they don't know we the Israelites? Because of what?
I will make the remembrance of them.
No, started from the top. 26 from the top. They don't know we Israelites. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they don't know we Israelites. They find Hebrew writing on all type of artifacts from North America all the way to South America. And West Africa, where they got the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi from. All type of Hebrew artifacts there.
Verse 26. I said, I will scatter them into the corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
It ceased. The remembrance that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the Israelites, it ceased from among men. And nobody even care. We tell Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are, they don't even give a fuck. Slocky, excuse my language. They don't even care. They don't even care that they the Jew. Because it ceased from among men for so long that they don't even care that they the Jew. We tell Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all the time, they don't give a fuck. They don't care, man. Because they want to serve these other gods, man. They want to serve these other nations, man. They want to be a part of white society, man. But I'm telling you, Christ is coming black. He's coming back. He's coming back black. And if you ain't with this, what we with, you're going to be put to death. I'm telling you, this is love we throwing out. This ain't hate. This is love. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you ain't getting down with us, when Christ come back, don't be mad when you're on the other side of that sword. You see a row of men and women getting crowns on their head, and you getting a sword put through your belly, don't be mad. Don't be mad, man. We'll see you in the regeneration. And we're going to get into that later. But yeah, you can drop that and go to Baruch 4 and 6. That's in the Apocrypha. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6 and 7.
Okay, the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
No, you weren't sold for your destruction. That's the thing, though. You feel me? Slavery was not a choice, man. I don't know what these fake Israelites and all these Christians is talking about.
But ye moved God to wrath. You were delivered unto your enemies.
You was delivered. Let's start there from the top. My bad.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations.
This is why they took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. This is why they took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. They said you were sold. Only people who was ever sold was Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Nobody else was sold. We stood on auction blocks and we was auctioned off to the highest bidder.
Because ye moved God to
You
wrath,
start serving these other gods.
ye were delivered unto your enemies,
Your friends,
your enemies,
your buddy.
your enemies,
I just get high with him. His mama got a lot of money.
your enemies,
Man, he just I like his sister.
your enemies.
Your enemies, Salakia. Your enemies, man. These people out here, if you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, everybody else is your enemy. They're your enemy. They're not your friend. They're your enemies. They done had protesting in Louisville, Kentucky still. Talking about stop hate. They ain't even saying about Breonna Taylor or nothing. They don't even care about none of that. They just want to stop hate. They want everybody to just love, love, love. Everybody just love, just love. When the Bible said, what?
Because ye moved God to wrath, ye were sold, Salakia, ye were delivered unto your enemies.
Enemies. Your enemies, that don't sound like a friend to me. Don't sound like you should be walking around protesting for them. Because they say they're your enemy. You keep on going all this stuff.
Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
Unto who?
Unto devils.
Sergeant Bourgeois.
Unto devils.
Haile Selassie.
Unto devils.
Louis Farrakhan.
Unto devils.
Malcolm X.
Unto devils.
Man, look, the deceiver. You feel me? You serving all these other religions, man, you are being deceived. And you would rather serve them than the Most High God. That's why he sold you to your enemy.
And not to God.
And not to God, right. You ain't want to serve the Most High God. You want to serve with your enemy. You want to do what they would do. You feel me? That's why women walk around with blonde hair. You feel me? That's why the light skin is preferred over the dark skin. Because you want to be just like your oppressor, which is your enemy, man. Slavery wasn't no choice, though. That was forced on us. But slavery over, and we still being hunted. We still going through all this stuff with our oppressors, man. And that's why they're going to have to pay for it, man. They're going to have to pay for George Floyd. I'm for real. That wasn't no small thing. They was in Germany protesting about that. They was in France protesting of George Floyd. I'm telling you, they're going to have to pay for that. Yeah, you can drop that and go to 1 Peter 17:18. Also like 3, 1 Peter 3, 17, 18.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 17. For it is better if the will of God be so.
Forget everything else. Just make sure you serve the Lord, man. Christ coming back black. And we ain't trying to get you killed, man. We trying to save your life, man. This is not a hate group. This is a love group for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian stuff, right?
That ye suffer for well doing.
You suffer for well doing. You suffer. You don't want to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You feel like you suffering? Well, suffer. You used to eat it all the time. Well, you suffer. You don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving because you don't want to upset your mama? Well, suffer. You don't want to celebrate Christmas because your kids gonna be mad at you because all their friends got new Jordans and toys, and you ain't get them that. Just suffer. Suffer for well doing.
Verse 18. For Christ also hath once suffered.
Good night. A black man. He died for all these Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian sinners. He suffered. So why you can't not celebrate Halloween? Why can't you not celebrate Christmas? Why can't you not celebrate your fucking birthday? When a man got up on the cross and died for you because you a fucking sinner, man. Because you a sinner. And he coming back, though. He coming back, man. And the ones that ain't get down when they were supposed to, man, all I'm going to say is, Most High in Christ, Lord Christ be with you. We'll see you back in the regeneration.
The just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God.
Right. That he might bring us to God. That was his whole point of dying, to bring us back to the Most High. That's what the New Testament is about. It ain't nothing new different than the Old Testament. The New Testament means he's bringing us back to God because we was done away. We was threw away. The Most High threw us away. And him dying on that cross was bringing Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians back into the covenant. Not a New Testament that's you can eat pork, you can eat shrimp, you can have sex with another brother's wife. That ain't what Christ died for. Are you a fucking fool? He didn't die for that. He died to bring us back to the old covenant that we had, man. The laws and commandments. That's the New Testament. He brought us back to the Old Testament.
Being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit.
Right. He was put to death in the flesh, but his spirit was quickened. You hear me? His spirit was quickened, which means that spirit, that vibe that he had, came up on the men under him. And it came up on the men under them. And it all the way reached all the way to 1969, ISUPK, under Commander General Muhammad. It was quickened. But yeah, you could drop that. Go to 2nd Ezra and Apocrypha 6 and 8, 8 and 9.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right, that was symbolic. That happened in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. You go read it. When Rebecca, she had 2 babies in her stomach, and she went to a priest and said, what is going on? This is too much pain. It just can't be this bad. Like, I know it's supposed to be some pain, but it's just too much. And he told her, 2 nations are in your womb, and the elder shall serve the younger. So the first baby to come out was going to be the slave to the second one. And the first one that came out was Esau, which is the so-called white man today. And the second one that came out was Jacob, which is the so-called black and Spanish and Indians today.
For Jacob, for Esau is the end of the world.
Right, that was the prophecy. That's what the priest was saying back in Genesis, the 25th chapter. Esau is going to get the world first, and he's going to be the end of it.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Right, because once blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians get the world under Christ, we're going to rule it forever. And that was the prophecy that was given to Rebecca in Genesis, the 25th chapter. It's being talked about in the Apocrypha hundreds of years, thousands of years later. Because that was a prophecy that Esau gonna run the world. He gonna have his time to show us what not to do. You know, that's what a big brother do. Because Jacob and Esau was brothers. Then they were split up into 2 different nations. But at the end of the day, your big brother always show you what not to do. When you watch your big brother, you be like, I ain't doing that. See what happened to him? I'm gonna do this. See the type of girl he messed with. I ain't gonna mess with that type of girl. See the type of niggas he hung. I ain't gonna mess with them type of niggas. And look what happened to him. Really? And that's why it said Esau is the end of the world. Really? And Jacob is the beginning. The little brother is the beginning. It's gonna follow after that and rule forever under Christ. Under Christ. Yeah, that's why I say it's a black and white world, man. It's all that ever mattered was black and white people, the devil and the princes of the Most High, Yasharala, princes of the power. That's all that ever mattered was the princes and the devil. It's been like a what's that thing called? I can't think of the thing. You feel me? But that's how it always been. Well, history is the white people ruling, and then black people, which is the Dark Ages. If you know about the Dark Ages, black people rule. Then they had the Renaissance, where white people started back ruling, and they whitewashed everything. They whitewashed Christ, King James, all the prophets, everybody. Mary, everybody got whitewashed because they could not have you serving a black God and be over black people. It's just not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. That's why Christ coming back black. You could drop that and go to Revelations 2 and 9 and 10. Now we're gonna talk about our enemies, you feel me, and how they not the real Jew. They not the real Jew. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the real Jew, and that's why the so-called Jewish man don't believe in the New Testament because it condemns him a lot. It's a lot of precepts you can cut him with, so he don't deal with it. He don't never say it ain't real. They just say, oh, they don't deal with it. Christ was just another prophet. Stuff, all type of goofy stuff, man.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation
and troubles
and poverty,
slavery war on drugs, minimum wage, child support, financial aid, all that stuff.
But thou art rich.
But you rich. Christ say you are rich though. I know the works, all the stuff you're going through, but you rich. You know why Christ said that? Because he know that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is going to rule the planet Earth forever. With all this stuff we going through, it's going to be forgotten. We going through it, we living it, it's going to be history. The stuff we going through going to be in a book that thousands of years from now, our children ain't going to even believe. They ain't going to even believe it because Christ said, you are rich.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Right, so to say you are a Jew and you're not really a Jew, that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. You feel me? To the Most High God. That's something he hates. And that's real disrespectful, man. To say you something that you're not.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
The synagogue of who?
Synagogue of Satan.
Love.
Synagogue of Satan.
Peace.
Satan.
Happiness.
Satan.
$1 billion a year.
Satan.
Still hunt down the Nazis for what they did.
Satan.
Satan. Ain't nobody hunt down the white people for what they did to us. But somehow the Nazis is still getting put into jail for something that happened. Man, it's 100-year-old Nazis. Look, Google it if I'm lying. In South America, they getting caught in South America. It's a TV show they made about it on Amazon Prime. About them catching old Nazi criminals, man. Old Nazi criminals is being caught. Ain't nobody getting caught for what happened to Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. They walking free. Lato Castile, that's happening right now, and they walking free. But somehow Nazi victims, Nazi guards and soldiers are still being locked up.
Verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Right. All the stuff we're going through, don't even worry about it. That's what Christ said. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Because y'all gonna rule forever anyway. They got it right now. They got it. They got it. Yeah, you got it. But it's gonna be over. It's gonna be a blur. It's gonna be just a blur. All the stuff we're going through is gonna be a blur. It's gonna be a blur.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Wait. The devil is underground. Ain't that what they say? The Christian church said the devil underground, pitchfork, horns, red, fire everywhere. But they say the what?
The devil shall cast some of you into prison.
But the devil gonna put you in prison. Our oppressors are the devil. Our oppressors walk among us today. Our oppressors walk among us today. They're not underground, and they putting you in prison. They locking you up in jail for not unpaid child support. That's the stupidest thing in the world. That's why I keep bringing it up, because it's stupid. For unpaid child support, you're going to jail. How the hell you gonna get a job? Come on, man. But Christ said you rich, and that's why they locking you up for unpaid child support, because they know you rich. They know it's something in you that they ain't gonna never be able to get, and that's the kingdom of heaven.
And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death.
Be faithful unto death. Be faithful in the Most High in Christ unto death, man. Don't never give up that faith, man. No matter what you go through, don't give it up, man. Just ride it out, suffer it. Suffer it, ride it out, and at the end, you're going to have a story to tell. It's going to be a good one.
And I will give thee a crown of life.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to overcome it. Most High in Christ said they're going to give you a crown of life. You overcome the tribulations that the so-called oppressor, from the devil, the Bible speaks of, gonna put you through, which is what we all go through. We all go through it. You can drop that and go to John 10:22. We ain't done with these Jewish people that stole our identity. Because like the title of my class, Christ coming back black. He's coming black. Christ is coming black. He's not coming back a Jewish man. They think he's going to come back Jewish. He was a Jew. Ish is a suffix that means to be like. And that's what we're going to get into. Because in 740 AD, The so-called Jewish man took on our identity because we left out of Jerusalem. It fell under Roman captivity, and we ran into Africa, and the other 10 tribes already was in the Americas, fled into the Americas. So what happened with the Jewish man? Jewish man today, the white Jewish man, he didn't want to be in slavery to Christianity, which at the time was I think it was the Byzantine Empire, which was black people. They was ruling, but they was Christians. They didn't want to be in slavery under Christianity, and they didn't want to be in slavery under Islam, the Arabs and the Africans that served Allah, which is not a real God. So they chose to be the Jews. They said, we're going to take on the identity of the Jews. But this one thing about it, though, they knew they weren't the Jews. The Jewish man today, the white Jewish man, knew he wasn't the Jew back in 740 AD. That's why he called himself Jewish, because he was basically saying, this is the religion we're going to serve. It's not us. We're not the Jew, but we serve in the Jew religion, so we're going to call ourselves Jewish. And that happened in 740 AD. They took on our identity, and that was 1,400 years ago. So as time went on, the children of them people that took on our identity started to think that they are really the Jew. Well, not even knowing it's in your name that you're not the Jew. That's why it's Jewish, which means to be like.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 25.
Oh, 22 is like.
Verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication.
The feast of who?
The feast of dedication.
Now that's in the New Testament. The feast of dedication in the New Testament. The so-called white Jewish man celebrates the feast of dedication. He calls it Hanukkah. But guess what? He bastardized our culture. It's not even called Hanukkah. It's called Hanukkah, which we about to celebrate November 28th for 8 days. And the white Jewish man celebrates the feast of dedication, but it's in the New Testament. But the feast of dedication is started in the not the Old Testament, in the Apocrypha. Then it started in the Apocrypha. So the fake Jews, they celebrate something that they also say don't even exist, because they don't know what they're doing. They just serving our God, because they didn't want to be in slavery under Christianity and the Islamic faith. So they chose to steal our stuff because we was in slavery. All over the world, we was in slavery.
So I thought Jewish people only recognize the Old Testament.
Right. They only recognize the Old Testament. That's heavy. They only recognize the Old Testament, but guess what? It's in the New Testament. The Feast of Dedication is in the New Testament. Something they don't want to recognize. You know why they don't want to recognize it? Because in Revelations, it say Christ is black. In Acts 13:1, it said the prophets is black. And they not black. But like I said, in 740 AD, the so-called Jewish man, which they knew that the white Jewish man knew that they was not the Jew, but they wanted to just study and serve our God, so they wouldn't be in slavery under Christianity and Islam. And then over 1,400 years, now we're in 2021, the sons and daughters of the Jewish man, the white Jewish man, believe they're the Jew. When they don't even know their name contradicts that. It's Jewish, because ish means to be like. And they can't be like us. It's a bloodline. You got to be of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to be a Jew, which is only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But you could drop that and go to Genesis 9:22. We're going to go all the way to 25. Now we're going to talk about how Africans ain't black people. So that's another thing. He ain't come back to say no Africans.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 22. And Ham, the father of Canaan.
Right. Ham is, okay, in the Bible dictionary, if you look up the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, you got it? Yeah, go ahead, read the definition. My nigga. Don't leave me hanging. It's my nigga. My nigga right here, man. Because I ain't got the book. I got the book, but I left it. So I was just gonna paraphrase it. But if you got it, go ahead and bring that out. Because like we saying, it's like, and Ham, the father of Canaan. Book of Genesis, Ham. Because you got to understand that at this time, Noah was chosen by the Most High to replenish the earth. It was it was Noah and Noah's 3 sons, which was Japheth, Shem, and Ham. It was them 4 and their wives. So it was 8 people altogether. And Ham was one of the sons of Noah to help replenish the earth after the flood. After the flood.
This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it though.
Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Ham, youngest son of Noah.
The youngest son, like we were saying, the youngest son of Noah.
Born probably 96 years before the flood.
Mm-hmm.
And one of 8 people to survive the flood.
I said 8 people survived the flood. It was Noah, Shem, Japheth, Ham, and they 4 wives. 8 people to replenish the earth.
The progenitor of the dark race.
Ham was the progenitor of the dark races. The dark races of people on earth, he was the progenitor of them.
But not the Negro.
But not the Negro. The Negroes is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So he is the progenitor of them, all them Africans in Africa. That big old continent, all of them is the son of Ham. But they not Negroes. They're not our brothers. They're not our people. They don't join with us when they come over here. They stay away from us, man. Because they not Negroes. Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negro. That's what the definition of Ham is in the Bible dictionary. That, since y'all don't want to believe us, that the white man discovered. The white man went and found out that Ham is a progenitor of the dark races, but not the niggas in the ghetto. The niggas in the ghetto is not Africans. We not Africans.
But the Egyptians.
But the Egyptians, the Egyptians, them people that y'all want to be like, the conscious community, polite, Sodnetta, and all the rest of these goofies out here that y'all entertain. I don't know why, but I'm just saying.
The Ethiopians.
Ethiopians, man. The Ethiopians are Ham. They're not Negroes.
The Libyans.
The Libyans, man, which is the North Africans, man.
And Canaanites.
And Canaanites, which is the South Africans, man. The South Africans. None of them. They not Negroes, man. Nelson Mandela was not a Negro. As much as y'all like Nelson Mandela, he was not a Negro. He wasn't La Familia, man. He didn't go through slavery, man. Point blank, period, man. But now go back to the scripture, Genesis 9:22.
Verse 22.
Ham is an African.
The father of Canaan.
Canaan, the South Africans.
Saw the nakedness of his father and told his 2 brethren without.
Because Africans are gay. They are gay. Look at the pyramids in Egypt. Africans are gay. And their progenitor, Ham, was gay. He saw his father naked, and instead of trying to hide it or whatever, he laughed about it and told everybody.
Verse 23. And Shem.
Now, Shem is where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians come from. Shem.
And Japheth took a garment.
Right, they did some righteous stuff. They took a garment to cover their father's nakedness.
And laid it upon both their shoulders and went backward.
Because they wasn't gay. Shem and Japheth wasn't gay. They went in backwards. They already heard from the fact that Ham, so like, excuse my language, the gay boy Ham, which is the Africans today, they heard from him and they like, he is? All right, well, we're going to go in backwards with a garment.
and cover their father's nakedness.
Cover their father's neck, his shame. They covered his shame, man. Like, no, this pops, man. You laughing and thinking that's a joke. Who do you think you are? Man, we the last few on earth. There's only 8 of us. He got drunk. Like, damn, Salakia. He was drinking too much this time. It's only 8 of us on earth.
And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness.
Right. They didn't embarrass their father, man. They hid his nakedness, man. His foolishness, they hid it, man. Because they was righteous brothers, man. They was righteous sons. They was loyal to their father, man. They hid his nakedness, unlike the Africans, man. Unlike and what's going on with the Africans now today? They taking showers in cow piss. They eating all type of abominable foods. They eat people. The African in the IUIC in the Purple Factors group ate a girl, Joy Morgan ate her. They found her remains and they didn't even want to talk about it because it was so disgusting. Come on, man, stop it. Africans eat people.
Verse 24. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew that his younger son had done to him.
Right, so he knew that his son, he was drunk, but he wasn't that drunk. He knew, like, man, that ham, I don't know. It's a lot here. Ham is progenitor of the African races. And Noah said all the way thousands of years ago, I don't know about that Ham. He shouldn't probably be the ruler of this earth.
Verse 25. And he said, Cursed be Canaan.
Cursed be Canaan.
A servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren.
Right, so the Africans is going to be a servant of servants. You feel me? A servant of servants. Africans is not black. They Africans. That's exactly what they are. You feel me? Christ ain't coming back to save the Africans or the conscious community. So if you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian in the conscious community, I suggest you get out. Because he's not coming back to save them, man. He's coming back for the niggas in the ghetto. The Hispanics in the ghetto. South America. Puerto Rico. Dominican Republic. Haiti. That's who Christ coming black for. That's who he coming black for.
Verse 26.
Well, yeah. Now you can drop that. Drop that and go to Zechariah 5:1. In the Old Testament. 5:1. Yeah, man, because Christ coming black, he coming back, and he wants his people, even by force if necessary. And Zechariah prophesied a vision that he seen.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1.
Good. It's a lock. It's a lock. You ain't bring no chicken, huh? No chicken.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe.
Ooh. That's a priest of the Lord. One of the ones that Paul and them talked about in the New Testament and said they not going to forget the law of the prophets. And Zechariah was one of the prophets that they was talking about. And he looked up, he seen a flying robe. So basically describing the object in the sky, it looked like a robe. Feel me? But this the thing though. Around this time, there wasn't no plane, trains, automobiles. So what the hell is something doing in the fucking sky that ain't a bird? If it ain't a bird, what is Zechariah seeing? Say it's seen a flying roll. It look like a roll. You know what a roll is. Think about when you roll up like some sheet of paper. That's what he's saying. What is he doing seeing that back in them times when it wasn't no plane, trains, automobiles?
Verse 2. And he said unto me, What seest thou?
Now this is an angel. You feel me? That he's talking to her. And the angel asks him, what you see? He said, what you see?
I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Right, so he's basically giving a measurement of the robe. You could do that on your own. You could Google that measurement to see how big it was. But he's just giving them a measurement.
Verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
So he's saying that this flying roll that is in the sky that you see is a curse. It's not nothing to be happy about. These UFO sightings that they've been seeing, that what the U.S. government saying, the UFOs real, that we've been knowing about it the whole time, that's heavy. They don't even talk about it no more. They said it and left it alone. People don't even talk about it no more. The U.S. government have acknowledged UFOs exist. And this is thousands of years ago, Zechariah seen a UFO. And the angel told him, this is a curse. This ain't nothing good. This UFO you seeing is a curse.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off.
Wait. It say you be sold unto your enemies. Didn't we just read that? You be sold unto your enemies. That's stealing a man. It say you're going to be cut off.
As on his side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off.
Wait. The white dude say he the Jew. He swear he the Jew. The so-called white man say he is the Jew. He's swearing up and down he's the Jew. He's the real Jew, even though his name is Jewish, which means to be like.
Shall be cut off.
To be cut off.
As on that side according to it.
So them UFOs that they've been seeing is a sign that Christ is coming black. It's like he's coming back. I think I said it right the first time. He's coming back black, man. That's the whole point. Christ coming back black. And then UFOs is the armies. The UFOs that they've been seeing, they've been scared of these last 2 years since the COVID hit. There's been all these UFO sightings that went up. This is Christ coming black. He's coming back. We keep going all over the phone.
Verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
The one that stole people. Stole the land and said it's manifest destiny. They stole this from the Indians, my brothers, and said it was manifest destiny. It was the Lord wanted us to make them Christian. You a thief. And the UFOs, which y'all also scared of, is a curse. It's going to enter into your house.
And into the house of him that sweareth falsely.
He had a gun, shoot.
Sweareth falsely.
He had a cell phone, shoot.
Sweareth falsely.
Oh, we ran at Breonna Taylor's house. She was a drug dealer.
Sweareth falsely.
It's a lot here. Somebody got to pay for what's been going on to us. Y'all, hey, you can side. Hey, look, side with him if you want. You could die with him. That's all I'm gonna say.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house.
Yeah, the UFO is coming back to destroy. You ever seen Independence Day? Watch that movie. It'll give you a glimpse. Give you a little glimpse of what's gonna happen. It ain't biblically correct, but it'll give you a glimpse of what Zechariah 1 and 4 talk about. And matter of fact, the man that made that movie, you could Google it. The man that made that movie Independence Day, he said he got it out of Zechariah, the 5th chapter. Google it. He'll tell you. He ain't gonna even lie to you. Google the man that made Independence Day. I can't think of his name. He's a Steven Spielberg, one of them big top directors. He gonna tell you got it out the Bible. He gonna tell you. It ain't even a secret.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
They're just talking about the destruction. Right? It's gonna consume the house of the thief. You feel me? And the wicked that bear falsely against the children of Israel, man. You feel me? These people out here is gonna pay for what they did to us, man. And them UFOs is the army of the Lord. That's what Christ's gonna use to destroy this place, man. Y'all out there wondering how Christ's gonna come back and destroy the earth. They got bombs, they got nukes, they got drones, they got all these fighter jets and airplanes and UFOs they still up. The ones they've been trying to mimic, and they just can't get it right. They just can't get it right. But yeah, you can drop that. Go to Revelations 21 and 7. Seven and 8.
The book of Revelations, chapter 21, verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things.
Right. You all the stuff that you putting through, like Christ said in Revelation 2 and 9, you know, the trials, tribulations, the work. You feel me? They say they are Jews, they are not. All that, man. All that stuff you going through, if you just overcome it, you shall inherit all things. The whole earth, the money you want, the 10 ribs you want, all that stuff. All the lawful stuff that you want that you just can't get. You're going to inherit all that.
And I will be his God, and he will be my son.
Right, man. The Most High is trying to bring us back, man. And he's going to do it with that flying road that Zechariah is saying. That's going to be the start of it.
Verse 8, but the fearful and unbelieving,
Right, the people that don't believe in God,
and the abominable,
people that want to keep eating all this bad food, all this bad stuff, worshiping these false idols.
the murderers, and whoremongers,
Right, the men that just want to have sex with women and leave.
and sorcerers,
We drug dealers, we.
idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone.
Right, with fire and brimstone. Man. You feel me? You're gonna die with these people, man, if you still sinning when Christ come back. So when you come back, you're gonna die in the lake of fire, man. Them chariots is gonna burn this earth to crisp. What we just read in Zechariah, you feel me? Them chariots, them UFOs that they call it, you're gonna die. You're gonna die with these people, man.
Which is the second death.
Which is the second death. You'll be back in the regeneration. Yeah, you'll be back. We know it. But why we can't save you before that? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to save you before you die with these people. And then you come back, you're the least in the kingdom. We partying, having a good time. You somewhere mopping a floor. And you could be partying with us because you want to die in that second death. And they say the second death because the first death is basically renewing your mind and stop being the person that you was. You killed that old person, and now you a new person. You serving God. And the second death would mean like you didn't want to serve God. So you end up having to die physically. So you can drop that and go to Matthew 19 and 28.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration.
In the what?
In the regeneration.
In the regeneration, man. That's why we have to suffer, man, unto death. So when we get regenerated back into the earth, what people call reincarnation, when we get regenerated back into the earth, man, what's going to happen?
When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Right. We come back and we black people ruling. Christ is the king of the whole earth.
Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones.
Good night. That's the whole point of the ISUPK. So we can get brothers and sisters, man, to rule with Christ.
Judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You feel me? That's the whole point, man. When I mean judging is correction, man. Correction. We with Christ and we correcting our brothers and sisters, man. But we sitting on 12 thrones, man.
Verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses.
Right. You in your crib, you causing chaos. Not physically, just by teaching the truth.
Or brethren, or sisters.
Right. Your family, you, man, said F them for this truth. Get on, man. Look, you my brothers and sisters, but I got new brothers and sisters.
Or father, or mother.
Right, your mother and father, the stuff they taught you, you ain't with none of that. Christianity and Islam, you serving the one true living God.
Or wife, or children.
Ooh, you done said F them kids. You done said F them kids. I ain't celebrating no Christmas. I ain't celebrating no Halloween. And you told your wife you ain't cooking no Thanksgiving dinner. We eating Hooters that night. We going to go get some chicken from Hooters and shut up. Gonna watch some movies and that's it. We're gonna treat it like a regular day.
Or lambs, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
Right. So all the stuff you sacrifice, you're gonna get that back times 100. Everything you sacrifice, you're gonna get it back. Anything you lost because of the Most High in Christ, you're gonna get it back times 100. Times 100, man.
Verse 30. But many that are first shall be last.
Right. The first shall be last,
and the last shall be first.
and the last shall be first. Like we brought out. You feel me in second address about Esau getting the world first, and Jacob getting his second forever. You feel me? That's how it go. You feel me? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man. We gonna run the earth forever, man. Forever we gonna run the planet Earth, man. We gonna sit on 12 thrones, judging the children of Israel if you stay strong with Christ unto death. You feel me? In this world. The last scripture in the class, Revelations 20 and 4.
The book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and the word of God.
Right. So people was killed. You feel me? It was killed in the Old Testament, the New Testament, and even right now today. You feel me? It was being killed for the word of the Most High in Christ.
And which had not worshipped the beast.
It was not worship the beast. The brothers and sisters in ISUPK, we ain't worship the beast, man. And it's a reason why.
Neither his image.
Right, the white Jesus. White Jesus ain't real, man. The Most High in Christ. Look, this is John the Revelator. He's seeing what we see right now. He's seeing white Jesus everywhere. He's seeing the statue in South America, white Jesus up there. He's seeing all that, man. This is him seeing that back all the way 1,000 some years ago, 2,000 years ago.
Neither received his mark.
Right, the mark, which is the philosophies of the white man, our oppressors, man. Us in ISUPK, we don't have the philosophy. We don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We don't serve white Jesus, man. We don't celebrate holidays. We don't believe slavery was a choice. It's a lot here.
His mark upon their foreheads or in their hands.
Right, the forehead just mean like mentally you thinking like our oppressors, and the hand mean you killing for our oppressors, which is the military, the police force, all that stuff like that.
And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
Right, that's not literal, that's just a long period of time. The brothers and sisters that stood strong with Christ, ruled for 1,000 years, man, with Christ. 1,000 years, we're gonna rule with Christ. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians is gonna rule the planet Earth forever. Christ is coming black. Christ is coming black. He's coming back black. Mr. Lockie, I'm gonna pass the class over to the children.
The ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule the brother and sister, when a new brother and sister come to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 8:3, Salakia. Malachi 3:8-10 means a tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Feast of dedication. Sunday, November 28th, for 8 days. I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the brothers watching the stream. Amazim Shabbat, Amazim Barak, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatam. Class dismissed.